Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me on my Suave and Sassy Senior Show. Welcome, all of my viewers. I'm Sonia Dunbar, affectionately known as the Geriatric Tooth Fairy, and I love my Suave and Sassy Senior Show. Are you ready to be blessed with some nuggets for life? Well, let's go. I'm excited that you're all here to share this time with me. Thank you for joining my show today. Thank you for listening and viewing. I started this show because I love growing and maturing. And I think with as we age, we should get more wisdom. So today I have Miss Cynthia McCoy. How did I
McKelvy.
Cynthia McKelvy. She's joining me today as one of our sassy seniors. And I'm excited to highlight because a lot of us, as we age, I was telling Miss Cynthia before we started the show, some people just grow older, but some people actually grow up. And in growing up, we get that wisdom. So today, I think Miss Cynthia can share some nuggets with us about growing up. So, Miss Cynthia, tell us a little bit about you and your journey. And again, thank you for being on our show. But share a little bit about yourself with us.
Ms. Dunbar, I really appreciate the invitation. It came through Debbie Cosby, who mentioned it to your staff, and you invited me to be a guest on Suave, Sassy Seniors.
That's
Woohoo!
right.
That's quite a compliment to be coming from someone that I work with, and I am thrilled to be here. So I want to give glory to God because He is the head of my life. And at age 72, I have the privilege of having an entrepreneurial spirit of 35. People say, like, why don't you slow down? You got a house, a car, a husband. Why don't you just stop and retire? Retirement sometimes brings death to people. They don't have anything to do. And so I said, I'm going to keep going because I don't want old age to catch me.
So, I'll run it, baby. I'll run it.
I'm outrunning it. I'm outrunning it. I have more energy than some 35-year-olds. So I keep going. And my businesses keep me busy as well. I'm an entrepreneur.
What type of business do you have, Miss Cynthia?
I have an internet marketing, automation, social media marketing company that helps people start, promote, and stay in business. So if they would like to become the hunted rather than the hunter for clients, then they need to give us a call.
Okay, Miss Cynthia, now what's the name of your business?
My business is Stay in Biz Coaching, and I am affiliated with Boss It Up Attraction Marketing. And the owner of that company, we decided to work together and bring more information to people and help and bless more people. We have become partners in this endeavor so that I can help train and teach people how to become the hunted rather than the hunter.
Now, Miss Cynthia, you're 72 running people's social media platform. That's your phone?
Sorry about that.
No worries. Some people at 72 don't even know how to work Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter or Snapchat or TikTok. But you're doing people's social media at 72. That is amazing.
Yes, yes. And one of the things that is important in that scenario is that I also teach seniors how to operate their computers so that they can do social media. If they don't know how to put a picture on their Facebook page, if they don't know how to do a Zoom meeting, then we give them those basics as well.
So what started you to teaching seniors how to do social media? I think that's so unique and so epic.
It's a combination of things because I was already trying to teach people in general. Anybody in the neighborhood who wanted information, call Cynthia, she knows. She likes technology. However, Upon meeting Shante Amber Kelly, who is the Boss It Up queen, when we joined forces, she said, well, why don't you talk to the seniors? I mean, you're a senior. You talk to the seniors, duh.
So
So
you found a unique niche in
yes,
helping. That is amazing.
yes. If seniors don't know how to operate in the digital age, they're at a disadvantage. And the children grow up with the computers, but the seniors should not be left behind. So it's our mission to bless as many people as we can and teach them in the master classes. We have a free master's class. You just tell them Aunt Cynthia sent you, and you'll get a special surprise.
Oh, Cynthia, I love it. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty. You and I have had a talk off camera, and
Yes,
we share something in common,
yes.
a little something. Now, I'm this is my second marriage. My first marriage, I was married for 20 years to my children's dad, and I've got three amazing children out of that marriage. But that ended because of some infidelity on his side. So, tell me if you want to share a little bit about your story in that area.
Not a
Give
problem.
wisdom to some people about marriage, because marriage is not easy, Miss Cynthia. It's
No,
not easy. It starts out like a bed of roses, and everything is nice and new, but love, marriage is more than love.
yes,
It's commitment.
right.
It's more than love. Love is an important part of marriage, but marriage is more than love. So go ahead, talk, Miss Cynthia.
It's funny that you mentioned about love because my theme song when I was cray cray was "What's Love Got to Do with It?" You know,
Tina, that's
I
Tina.
don't
That's
understand.
Tina.
Yes. At that time, I hadn't grown up. I
Okay.
recently grew up
What you
because
mean by that, Miss Cynthia?
I was a person who wanted to do business and ministry, and I did not pay attention and take care of home and family or my husband. That's real.
Okay, wait a minute. We got to pause for right here. So you were super saved, all in the church, and one taking care of your household.
There you go.
But
There
that's
you
not how God ordained that. Now, if we're
no.
gonna talk Bible, God is the head of your life, but that could be
Yes.
personal. But
Yes.
if you're spending more as a wife, I feel that you should not, definitely should not neglect your husband nor your children. So talk
No.
about that a little bit, Miss Cynthia. So let's just go. We know the children, but when you felt you neglected your husband, to talk about that part.
It's like this. I was a prodigal wife. Prodigal in the Bible, he went away, spent his earned his money that his father gave him, and then he came to himself. Well, as a prodigal wife, I did not want to be cooking, cleaning, or being touched. Leave me alone. I just
Wait a
wanted to
minute.
go
Wait a
and
minute.
do business and ministry. Go ahead.
You talking about he couldn't touch you?
Nope.
Oh, that's cray cray. Yeah, that was cray cray.
I told you. I was cray cray. And God has restored me to being a real wife. But during the time that I was a prodigal wife and not taking care of business at home, I didn't have a leg to stand on. If you're not taking care of business at home, it was his common sense duty to go and replace me several times. Seriously.
So wait a minute. So you're blaming yourself for his infidelity?
I'm not blaming myself. I am telling you my part in it.
Now, you know what? Now I can respect that, Miss Cynthia. I can
Yes.
respect that. Now I can respect that. Okay, because I don't. We can't blame ourselves for somebody stepping outside the marriage.
No.
It's not like you just went and got another woman. I mean, some people do that, but
Yeah.
you just get another woman and bring her right in here and say, "Husband, cheat on me."
No.
He did that on his own sneaky self,
He did that on his
on his
own.
own sneakiness.
However, my part, I
Okay,
had to
okay,
realize my part.
your part.
Before you can ask someone else to change, look in the mirror, take the beam out of your own eye.
That boat, that beam, that beam.
Yeah. Before you take a toothpick out of somebody else's eye.
And now, Miss Cynthia, let me just put something here, and I totally agree with that. Now, we're gonna probably get a lot of different reactions from this one.
Of course.
But let me say this. It was, I don't know who I was listening to. I think it was maybe Les Brown or someone, but
Mhm.
someone said that, no, it was Miles Monroe.
Okay.
He said that if you go to the gas station and you go get gas, your car is empty, you need gas to run. Your
Okay.
car needs gas to run. You
Yes.
go get gas. The gas station don't have no gas. Every time you go to this gas station, there's no gas there. I'm closed. Don't touch me. I'm not giving up no gas today. I
No gas.
got, I got gas, but I'm not gonna give you none.
Right.
Eventually, either you're gonna go to another gas station to get some gas.
Of course.
So I'm just saying what you were saying about your husband, but it goes both ways. Women go to other gas stations too now. We can't,
Oh,
you
please,
know.
yes.
So, but infidelity is big. So finish what you were saying. So you're still married to that same husband?
I am still married to that same husband because the prodigal wife had to come to herself. Nobody made me. God restored me,
That part.
Cynthia McKelvy, before I could think about restoring a relationship or a marriage.
Wow.
Had
That's
I
that's
not
that's
been,
a big nugget. God had to fix you before he could fix your relationship.
yes,
Okay, keep going. Right,
okay.
I like that.
I was guilty as charged. There
Mhm.
was no mistake about it. There was no one who could defend what I did. But in the process, as he's replaced me several times, it was apparent to me this last time he was probably in love. Okay.
You thought he was in love with the other woman?
This time, this time. And I talked to her. Now, I text her from his phone and said, why are you messing with an old person like me? An old man like me? And after a
So
couple of
you were texting her as if you were him.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
I mean, we played those games before. We do some stuff now. We do. Don't lay your phone down, Joker. We gonna pick it up. But
Oh
go.
yeah, we can't resist that temptation. But when she texts back, she said, listen, I know it's you, Cynthia.
Oh.
Why don't you go ahead and just call me? I say, I'm just trying to repair my marriage. And this woman had the nerve to say, you should have tried to repair your marriage before I got in the picture. Drop the mic.
Wait. But you know what, baby? She was telling the truth.
She told the truth. But here's the deal. I did try.
I mean, the other woman just being another woman. I call other women um the side chicks. I call them they just opportunists. If they there, they're there. They're just opportunists.
There for a reason. Now, when Jesus met the woman at the well, he said, the one you're with now is not your husband. But when he found a woman that they brought to him and said she was caught in adultery, he did not curse her. He simply
Right?
said,
Get it right.
get it right. So if he doesn't throw stones at her, I'm not throwing stones at the other woman. She was there
Okay.
at the
Okay,
time.
okay, hands up, the other woman, hands up. But I threw more than stones at my ex-husband, the other woman. I threw more than stones now. But it's not about me right now because I get real frazzled. I get
Okay.
real frazzled about that. But so the woman said,
I should have tried to repair my marriage before she got in the picture.
So then, what did you say to her? And I'm not one to gossip, but I kind of want to know.
However, I said I did try and repair my marriage before you got in the picture. However, now I am being restored. It's not about him being restored first. It's about me being restored. And we ended that conversation, but something unusual happened. COVID-19 brought us into shelter in place. And my husband and I sheltered in place on the eve of all of that happening, sheltered in place for 2 months. How do you say honeymoon?
Oh.
Okay. It brought us into a relationship that we never had before. We had been married for a long time, but there had been no bonding. Instead of trying to rebond, we had to renew. We had to learn each other again.
Well, let me ask you this, Cynthia. Now, I mean, with my second marriage, it took a lot for my husband now, he's a godsend. I mean,
Right.
he was so patient with me because I was like, every time that phone triggered, he was like, just take the phone. I mean, I'm going to be honest. My husband I have now is a Hallmark husband. God cared. He must have felt sorry enough for me to send the very best because I mean, when we first got married, I kept saying, change your number because you were dating all these women. Change your number. He's like, I'm not changing my number. I done
Right.
had this phone number forever. He said, but I'll erase every person's name but except my family. And he
Right.
said, if a name appears that you don't recognize, you can answer it. And I
Right.
answered the phone a couple of times, and there was another woman who hadn't known he was married. And I told her, and only one of them gave me a little resistance, and I shut
Right.
that down.
Right.
And
Right. Right.
but and when he would go to the store, and I mean, this may seem silly to some people, but when if you've been cheated on, when your husband goes to the store, we know how long it take to go to Publix and
Oh
back.
yeah.
You
Oh
like
yeah.
you was going like 7 minutes extra. Where you been? Were you pulled over talking to somebody on the phone? Did she meet you up there? What's going on? But
Right.
he always say, you want to go to the store with me? You baby, the line is long, or I had to
Mhm.
get to her. He nurtured that.
Right.
That craziness, he loved me enough in my pain. That
Mhm.
craziness went on for about a year. And then
Okay.
after that, we was like, oh man, he gone to the store. And he even went to the store, went up to Georgia and I'm like, oh, okay, you back.
Mhm.
Work with me past that. So I'm asking you this. How can you trust that? How can you know not some states, I don't know where you're located, but some states people can leave. How do you know he's not going to go back to the other woman? You said he was in love with her. How are you dealing with those? I mean, to me, when my first husband cheated on me, that was a self-esteem blow for me. I was like, what's wrong
Right.
with me? You don't like me? I'm ugly? What's going on? So how are you handling that?
Okay. Two things. One thing that you said earlier was that your new husband nurtured you through your madness.
Cray,
Okay.
you said it cray cray.
Cray cray. Okay. But my husband in the marriage, he said, I'm not raising no grown person. So he wasn't trying to help me grow up. It wasn't his job. But I'm just saying, if God put you together, it's for a reason. And if you got some wisdom and you could help me grow up, we could have handled this, decades ago. Trust me. But because he did not want to help me grow up, God had to do it himself. I had to come to myself. So when I see him go to the store or something, or go out the house, or his phone rings, I deal with those things. If they're a little spark, I deal with them there so that I don't let a spark become a flame and a flame become a blaze. I am confrontational if need be. But as a restored prodigal wife, I serve him. I take care of his needs, make sure he takes his meds. I'm loving. I'm attentive to what he wants to talk about, and he's attentive to what I want to talk about. And now we are a couple. So if something comes up and the phone rings and I'm not sure about it, he knows right away. I don't wait and stew over it. I deal with it on the spot.
Wow. Well, baby,
Oh
I salute you. I gotta salute you, baby, because you handling that. So that's amazing. And I pray many blessings over your situation. And I hope that other woman has found her a path to be happy in, because I'm a firm believer in you reap what you sow.
yeah.
Even if you don't want to believe that, you could believe Lion King's circle of life. So if
Yes.
you take some, I don't think you could take someone's husband, but if
No.
you're instrumental in someone's home being messed up, a marriage, something that God put together, um, I
But
don't think that's gonna always be favorable for you.
but
Either person, the husband or the wife or the husband. I think karma is something that's gonna play a role in that. The marriage, you and I know, Cynthia, marriage is
I
not.
want to say one thing though.
You can say as many things.
I did not have my husband taken from me. I opened the door by not being there for him. It really gave him permission.
And I think I said that wrong. No one can take anything
Mm-mm.
from you. But you can't take another grown person. You can kidnap a child, but you
Right,
can't take a grown person. They have to walk away. You know what I'm saying? That's, we have choices, just like in our salvation. We have a
Yeah.
choice. God don't take us to love him. He wants us to love him. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? So that's
Yes.
how it is in marriage. Nobody can't take your husband or
No.
take your wife.
No.
You know, they have to, they gotta want to stay or they gotta want to go, whatever the case is. But I still feel if someone is instrumental in that,
Mhm.
intentionally trying to bring harm on something, I feel that that's gonna come back on you.
One thing that I want to make sure that we cover, I have been in church for decades, but I have not heard the message of restoration in marriages. We hear about divorce, we hear about separation, but restored marriages don't often get talked about. And so I feel like this message of restoration will give hope to people.
Hope. I like that hope.
Yes.
Hope.
Yes.
Hope is eternal. I like hope because we need hope.
Yes. Yes. Sometimes you have a problem and you're trying to figure out, what am I going to do about it? I don't know anybody I can talk to. Back in the day, a woman asked me, what would you do if you found out your husband was cheating? Well, at the time, I didn't know anything about him cheating, but the person asking the question got an answer from me out of my ignorance. I said, I'd kick him out. I'd kick him to the curb. Well, she knew I was not the person to talk to, because kicking them to the curb is not always the answer. God wants the marriages to work, but it takes work. You can't just wait for God to drop a miracle out of the sky. It's going to take work on both parts. And so I would not tell anybody, kick him to the curb. I'll say, like,
yeah, there's no one place to tell someone unless their life is in danger.
Right.
If your life is in danger, you need to run for Jesus, run to the hills or somebody get gone. But it's nobody's place to tell anybody to leave somebody, because then they'll be regretting. When you told me to leave, no one told me to leave my first marriage. I woke up one morning and said, Sonia needs to love Sonia better than this.
Right.
I love me better than this.
There you go.
I'm second to anybody. I'm a number one chick. That part.
I did not have the esteem, the self-esteem. Mm-hmm. So when it came up, the question then was, is he being a husband or not? He's paying for the support of the household, took care of the kids financially. Even when he was gone, he paid the mortgage, the water, the PG&E, and all of that. So I spent money that could have been used for the house on business ideas without wisdom. And so when I say hope, I want to give people the hard truth on the mistakes I made, so that they can then make better decisions and not have to suffer through mistakes that I've already made. So
but you're still not blaming yourself for your husband's infidelity. I'm
not blaming me for that.
Okay, that joker went out there on his own. So you know, it takes two for a marriage, but I just want to be clear. Okay,
let's be real clear. Let me make it real clear out of my mouth. I am not blaming Cynthia McKelvy for Will McKelvy being unfaithful. The women who were in his life are not in his life anymore.
That's plural.
Yes, women who were in his life are not in his life anymore. After 2 months of shelter in place, I asked him, how many outside love interests do you have now? He said, none. Done. I do not blame Cynthia. The marriage could have ended in divorce, but it did not. Neither one of us wanted a divorce, but he wanted a wife. That was real.
Okay. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I like that. So, Cynthia, you've given us some wise nuggets for a woman that has been married decades, who
Hmm.
decided to stay. Because
Yes.
some women grow wings. See my little wings back there, my little two fair. I,
Growing.
I flew away from that, my kid's daddy, after
Right.
20 years, because I wasn't supposed to stay. And I will sprout some more wings if people act crazy, because I love Sonia. I love
Right.
Jesus. I love Sonia. And I just believe that there's reciprocity in marriage and love.
Oh, yes.
But we're gonna have to bring you back, Miss Cynthia, because you done struck a nerve in me. I'm staying real low key right here because this is a very hot topic. I know a lot of people are gonna have stuff to say. There's gonna be a lot of inputs, but I admire you for staying. I admire, because marriage, see, people don't realize, Cynthia, that God made marriage before he made a church.
Yes. Yes.
See, family is a marriage is honorable in all, and it's important to God. So
Hmm.
we cannot. That's the first institution He put together, was Adam and Eve. They were married before there was any sort of church. So,
Right.
and a lot of people, like you said, you had put the church before your marriage. So I'm so excited to have you here. That's Cynthia. We tell
Yes.
every one of our guests before we exit to leave us a nugget, because I like I say, the richest place in the world is the graveyard. There's so many
Mhm.
um I think Les Brown said that there's so many dreams and
Genius ideas.
businesses, and you're an entrepreneur at 72. You're an entrepreneur. Some people at 72 just think they're supposed to die. So can you give us some nuggets that we can tuck away in our little wisdom sock and take it to help take us to another level?
Well, I would say one thing my son says when he introduces me to his friends: do not mention the word business to my mom because she won't stop talking. That's real. I'm an entrepreneur for decades. I think that everyone should have, some people say, a side hustle. And during these pandemic times, people have lost their jobs. So we know we need to have plan B. And so what we do is help people get the plan B in place. We have solutions to all the things so that you can have a second income. In case the first income doesn't act right, you've got something to fall back on. So my business, Stay in Biz Coaching, helps people find out what's in their hand that they can use, that they can monetize. And we teach them not only computer, social media marketing, and we help them so that they can become real entrepreneurs.
That is amazing. Thank you so much, Miss Cynthia. Thank you for what you do for our seniors. Thank you for having your energy. Thank you for being vulnerable today and sharing
Yes,
such a intimate part of your life. I
yes,
hope that this helps someone, give someone some insight from someone that's 72 years old, who's been on earth 72 years now. That's a longer time. So I thank you again, Miss Cynthia. And again, this is Sonia Dunbar. Thank every one of you for joining me and my special guest, Miss Cynthia. And this show will air on Thursday at 1 p.m. And thank you, Miss Cynthia, for that golden nugget you left with us. And until next time, thank everybody for joining me on Suave and Sassy Seniors with Sonia and Mrs. Cynthia, our guest. We'll see you next time. Bye.
bye bye. Thank you.